26 seconds left in the fourth. To win the run. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Second team foul. Shooting for New Orleans, C.J. McCollum. Taking 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
C.J. McCollum has proven you can trust him in important situations. Let's see if he comes through again.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
Pass to Giddey. Launches it. It falls! Oh, what a sensational bucket! That brings him within 1. And now they foul and stop the clock.
First personal foul. 13 foul. Shooting for New Orleans. And they're Jones at the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that'll put him up 2. And so he drops them both, and it's a 3-point game.
What composure at the line. Forcing your opponent to look for the three-pointer now. And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
This is where you want to run a play. Don't just walk it up and heave it.
And so it's the Pelicans who come out on top here. And this was an emotional win for them, no doubt about it.
Just a fantastic accomplishment. You love how they just diffuse the energy in this arena.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Zion, this is a team with some outstanding young players with complementary skills. How do you see yourself fitting in?
I think I fit in very well. I think I'm a very versatile player. You can throw me out there with any group, and I'm going to put up, do something to contribute. And I think we're a very unselfish team, so that plays a big part to it.
And any group would be happy to have you. Thanks, Zion.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
The starting lineup for the visiting Utah Jazz. At small forward, Samuel Quantecchio. At shooting guard, Ochai Abaji. At the other guard position, Keontae George. At center, John Collins. At the other forward position, Larry Markkinen. The head coach of the visiting team is Will Hardy. Let's meet the starting five for your Minnesota Timberwolves. At point guard, at 6 feet, number 10, Mike Conley. At forward, standing 6'9", number 3, Jaden McDaniels. Manning the middle, standing 7 feet 1, number 27, Rudy Gobert. At power forward, standing 7 feet, number 32, Carl Anthony Towns. At the other guard position, standing 6'4", number 5, Anthony Edwards. The head coach of your home team, Dave, your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. The starters for the Utah Jazz, they've got John Collins. George is out there with Markkinen. And it's Abaji in at shooting guard. And for Minnesota, the front court is McDaniels and Towns. Conley is the point. Edwards plays on the wing. And it's Gobert in at the center, filling out the middle. Conference rivals, Greg, butting heads in this one. How does that raise the stakes here?
Well, both teams want this one back and a chance to prove they're the dominant squad. I think it's going to get pretty heated at some point here tonight.
So the Timberwolves win the tip. Now here's Conley. Pass to Gobert. To the paint. Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
How about Gobert with the find? On time and on target. Nicely done, Rudy.
George looking around. Pass to Markkinen. A 3-ball. Rebound, Minnesota. For Rudy Gobert, he is one of 4 players, Doris, to win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times.
And you think back, Kevin, he was a late first-round pick in 2013. Probably has exceeded all expectations. He has obviously cemented himself as one of the all-time defenders in NBA history.
So it's the Jazz now after the basket by Minnesota. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You know, Greg, after a few seasons of development, Lauri Markkinen has really emerged.
And he's such a unique player. It took him a while to kind of figure out how to maximize all of those talents and also minimize the weaknesses. But boy, has he arrived.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops. After 2 consecutive first-round exits, Greg, the Timberwolves are looking to take that next step.
And with Anthony Edwards at the helm, I think they will soon. But you have to remember, he is only 22 years old. And when your star is that young, you typically have to endure some growing pains before breaking through.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. LDB, the Jazz have managed to stay competitive while going into a rebuild.
Kevin, you've got to give Utah credit. That is not an easy task. They have managed to amass a great deal of first-round picks and young talent and still remain focused on winning. Truly incredible.
The shot by George, no good. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Outside Conley. Down low. Here's Gobert. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
Well, if you want to pinpoint one thing about Mike Conley, it's his feel for the game. That's a pretty pass.
Passes it to Fontecchio. It's good from long range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Conley, the pass to Towns. For 3, Edwards. Kept alive. Gobert. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
We always know this has been a strength of Rudy Gobert, getting the offensive window. Nicely done.
Jazz have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Outside, Markkanen. Collins, that's a 2-pointer. Mike Conley grabs the miss.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
A pass to Towns. And again, it's Minnesota.
Listen, Karl-Anthony Towns is unafraid to take it right at the defense on the inside. Play through the chest. That's nice.
Now, here's George. Pass to Fontecchio. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Here's Collins. No good there. Towns with the defensive effort. To the inside. And finished off by McDaniel.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Markkanen from outside.
Well, with the size and the foot speed and the feel on the defensive end, you see how easily Towns can contest shots.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action in just a minute. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
Doris, we're in the age of podcasts and social media, and we hear more than ever from the players, even right after games.
Kevin, I think that's probably the only danger, right, when emotions are running high. But I actually love the new age of league media. The reason being, the players can now be in charge of their own narrative. They have content, and they know how valuable that is.
They've got Shake Milton. Kyle Anderson is out there with Reed. And it's Conley, and it's Alexander Walker. In at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Horton Tucker. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen has gone from a bit player to a starring role on offense. He says it's something that I have to get adjusted to, but going forward, I have the room and the mentality to be more aggressive. When I watch film, I always see things that can become so much better. I have a long way to go and a lot of room to improve. Kevin?
All right, good stuff, D.A. Thanks. You know, Greg, for the Olympics, basketball is a shared family passion.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly's father was the coach, but his mom was actually the first woman to be an NBA scorekeeper. So he was raised around the game.
4 on the clock. Here's Olynyk, and good. With the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Well, you can't force, you can't rush. Olynyk biding his time and stays calm as the clock is dwindling.
Now, here's Reed. He's covered by Kessler. Reed misses.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Sexton. A rebound by the Timberwolves. They've led by as much as 10. Milton against Sexton. Olynyk with the steal. With the teardrop. Horton Tucker's shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 4. Here's Anderson. Lays it up and banks it in.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Well, here we are talking about Timberwolves greats. One player standing out to me, and Doris, I know to you. It's Kevin Garnett.
I don't think there is any debate that KG is #1. He is Minnesota's all-time leader in points, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks. My goodness, what a career.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And the Jazz seem ahead of schedule, Greg, but where can they take another step forward?
Well, turnovers have been a problem. They commit a lot, and they don't force a ton either defensively, so closing that differential will help them on the possession battle.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Rudy Gobert, who's checked in for Reed. Towns comes in for Anderson. McDaniels, who's checked in for Alexander Walker. And it's Edwards in for Mike Conley.
Colin Sexton's nickname, the Young Bull, is appropriate. This guy is a fiery competitor, and you know he approaches the point guard position with a scorer's mentality. So critical in the modern NBA.
Now, here's Sexton. Outside, George. Kicks it out to Markkanen. No good on the triple. Edwards looking it over. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
Coaches talk about ending quarters. Well, you cannot do it better than that.
And so we conclude the first half. Timberwolves lead by 7. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Carl. Impressive start for you. What's the mentality going into a game like this?
Just being aggressive. Really played well at all the first half myself. All of us are missing a lot of easy monies. We're missing layups for us as pros. So second half, if we make those layups, we should be fine.
And see if you stick to the script. Thanks very much, man. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. It was a fast pace for Minnesota at the outset. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished with a spirited 14-4 run to start. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was in double digits. Second quarter, not quite as good, but still managed to maintain control and enjoy a 7-point advantage at the break. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
You guys know I appreciate when a team takes that commitment to attack in the painted area. You get those high percentage looks, good things tend to happen. That's how they built this league.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, they have to improve their defense. Guys were getting burned on the perimeter. They wouldn't put a hand up, as my man used to say, hand down, man down, up. You got to get some help. That pretty much covers everything on the shot. You think they played their best?
No way, no way.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Jazz trail by 7. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. Collins is out there with Markkanen. Then it's George. And it's Fontecchio in at the small 4. Markkanen can't get it to go.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
So much fun indoors to watch. Anthony Edwards on the floor. This kid is electric.
Kevin, this guy is part of the next generation of great players. When you look at the rising stars in this league, he's got to be near the top of that list. Unbelievable offensively, 3-level scorer, and a guy who will get down and dirty on the defensive end.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Guys, I think Anthony Edwards has got all the makings of not only a star in this league, but a superstar. Big frame, can score it, can board it, can handle it, put him in any position on the floor. This guy can be successful.
And Edwards drops them both. Back in the 2022 offseason, Doris, the Jazz traded their 2 All-Stars, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert.
And what that got them, Kevin, was a ton of draft picks. But to me, the real prize is Lowry Markkanen, who made the All-Star game, and Walker Kessler, who looks like a big-time stud, particularly on the defensive end.
And the short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The Timberwolves have gone Twin Towers with Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Gobert says, I love playing with another dominant big because I've always thought that I could pass. I know that I can make guys around me better. Cat says, we complement each other. He's a generational talent on defense, and I think I'm a generational talent on offense. Kevin, I'm a generational talent inside.
You are indeed, and that's why you are in Springfield. No argument here, David. Thank you. Here's Conley following the bucket by the Jazz. To the right side. Pass to Edwards. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, so you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Anderson, he's checked in for McDaniel. Horton Tucker with it. Edwards defending. 1:16 left to play in the third. George passes to Kessler. Gobert with the block.
Wow, insanely tough to get a shot off when Rudy Gobert is around. Wow.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Reed, he's checked in for Towns. Alexander Walker comes in for Edwards. And it's Shake Milton in for Mike Conley. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. You know, Greg, one place you really see Walker Kessler making his presence felt is on the defensive end.
And boy, he has got a nose for blocks, doesn't he? I mean, able to detect shots forming and get a hand on the ball. It is such a gift that allows this guy to make such a big difference on that side of the ball.
now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. They get it again. Hendricks can't get it to go. Milton against Sexton. 6 to shoot. Olynyk has the open look. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Olynyk's got 5 now.
Boy, Kelly Olynyk on balance, soft touch with the deep shot. Love his concentration.
Anderson outside. Takes it off the glass.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Sexton up top, defended by Milton. Shot left block. Gobert with the block. And they hit it back. Basket good. Olynyk's got 5 points in the quarter. There's 14 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Milton. Nothing on the board. Anderson outside from downtown, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And we've reached the end of the third. Minnesota on top, leading by 6. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Conley is the point. Edwards plays on the wing. Gobert is out there with Anderson. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Outside, Markkanen shoots over McDaniel. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
And here is Conley. Lets it go with the 3. Offensive rebound. And there's Gobert putting it right back in. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
It's never easy to keep Gobert off the glass. Soars over the defense for the putback jam.
George dishes to Markkanen. Shoots over McDaniel. And that one hits back iron.
Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
Here's Conley. Rebound by Olynyk.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
It's Edwards on the wing. Up to the right wing. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Let's remember, Anthony Edwards is 6'5" with a 6'9" wingspan. Those long arms, very difficult to deal with defensively. Draws the contact there.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
A high-effort brand of defense has been paying off for them in this one. They've managed to either block or alter a ton of their opponent's shots.
The other thing for this team today, they have a bunch of second chance points. They're turning misses into makes.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Anderson. And Utah with a change here, too. Fontecchio's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Markkanen. 1:33 left in the fourth. Fontecchio passes to Collins. Here's George. Up and in from the low block.
that's just taking advantage of some soft defense on that drive. Little resistance for him on the way to the basket.
Now Conley. Gobert finds Conley. Oh, the lob to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Minnesota.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Rudy Gobert.
Well, you couldn't help but notice how well this guy protected the rim. There was an intimidation factor thanks to his defense. No easy shots in his neighborhood tonight.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
First personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Utah. Marketing. At the line for two.
First free throw is good, and that brings them to within 10.
Obviously, we've seen Lauri Markkanen make a considerable leap. This guy goes from role player to all-star talent.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. Anderson comes in for Towns. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Shake Milton in for Mike Conley. And Markkanen drops them both. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Milton with it, passes it to Reid. He kicks it to Anderson. Markkanen pulls it in. Greg, nothing short of some once-in-a-lifetime plays are going to save them now.
Yeah, the door is just about to close on this one. But hey, never say never.
Now, here's Milton. And so Minnesota takes the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and played with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge from the sideline for an interview with our player of the game. Hey, David.
Thanks very much. Rudy, your impact on the game defensively, always something to watch. What's your approach at that end?
Just try to win games, you know, and my teammates put it out, trusting me, being aggressive on the balls and try to be aggressive at the rim. And, you know, when we play as a team like we do tonight, it's tough to beat us.
You were in full stifle tower mode tonight, man. Congrats. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
mission. Tell him that's the vision.
que te amo, que no sé lo que hago sin ti. Yo sé que unos cuantos te hablaron, pero me prefieres a mí. De media vida solo, perdiendo el momento, salgan mis planes, pero creo que lo dejo todo. Sabes que me tienes como un diamantes y ahora dime qué sirve el oro, qué sirve este coche, todos estos colgantes y tú mira más y todos esos brillantes, demasiado cara para pagarte. Ella me baila, se vuelve loca, quiere agarrarme. Yo estoy mirando como le tan bonita que duele, duele. Como me lo hace, me tiene loco. Quiere que dice que tiene el corazón roto, por eso no me quiere. Baby, me doy cuenta que te amo, que no sé lo que hago sin ti. Yo sé que unos cuantos te hablaron, pero me prefieres a mí. Baby, me doy cuenta que te amo, que no sé lo que hago sin ti. Yo sé que unos cuantos te hablaron, pero me prefieres a mí.
Let me in your tempo. Show me what you into. It could be so simple. Black and white, yeah. Be so simple. Yeah. Black and white, yeah. I tell you some. I show you some. I buy you some. Put you on some. Be the hand that catch your tears and still be your shoulder. And if they can't be stopped from falling, help you get over the dummy bridge. You need to cross over and change how you live. I know something got you stiff. I got a lot of this love to shoot call dibs. I got some land inside of my ribs beating for you. Can you hear? And just like any home, you gotta pay your bills and promise not to disappear. I got a list. One, never instrument, no, I'm God's instrument. Big Don forever. It really hurts seeing that last rocket take off. Houston, we have a problem. I see half the rap talk about all of the violence and how we gotta stop it. And then a verse later talking about how they sliding down on all of their ops. Like it's no other option that they don't know no other topics. And if my haters had multiple choice,